So what do you think? Easy shot or not?
It's not an easy shot.
Come on, man. It's only 200 yards.
Yeah. Well, if you're shooting from behind your keyboard or in an armchair.
Everybody acts that's just a give me shot.
No. Look, you got the wind from the canyon, the distance. You're dehydrated. It's hot.
We've been running all day.
We've been running all day.
Huh, so you're talking real world stuff.
Real world.
Out of the video game and into the real world. So this is what this video is about. Hitting that target. Let's try standing up first up. Gun of choice, we haven't seen it for a while. A TMP Mini 14. Shooting tacticalammunition.com 55 grain. Let me tell you what this video is not about. It's not about us trying to out-tactical anybody. Honestly, I'm sick of that stuff. How about you, Bad?
It gets a little exhausting when you're trying to figure out what to do, what your next build is going to be, or what the next thing you're going to buy, and everybody's talking about how theirs is the best, and oh no, look here, oh no, look there, this is awesome. So it gets a little exhausting.
Everybody's trying to out-tactical each other.
Yeah.
I don't do that here in TMP. That's Black Army dude running the camera right now. You'll see him doing shooting too. What we're making this video for, and I had the idea for it a couple months back, is to help you guys, subscribers to TMP, to make a shot like this. I'm going to share with you our infield shooting positions that sometimes we use, but most importantly, we're going to talk about shooting aids, some rests that really work. We need to kind of understand two things though. We're going to talk about infield shooting, and then we'll talk about war fighting. Those are two different ways of shooting, because some of the rests I'm going to show you that I'll review right now in this video, they don't make sense if you're in combat.
There's a big difference, right?
Big difference. So a bipod makes sense. Different quick to get into shooting positions makes sense. At the top of the video right now, you'll see a video I posted back originally in 2009, then I put it on the B channel. I think it's a Chief Master Sergeant of the Army talking about shooting positions. It is excellent. Black Army dude is Army. Good to review it. We may touch on some of those things, but another foundation of this video is we're really not trying to tie into anybody's philosophy of thought. Not the U.S. Army's, not YouTube dynamics, and all the stuff you see online. What we're tying into is, pardon my French, shit that works. Okay? Show them the ground where we're at. And you kind of see some of the rest we'll be talking about. This is real world. And actually, this is really good real world, because we're on top of a tailings berm that elevates us. Is that ideal for war fighting? No, we're kind of exposed. But for the video, it's perfect. Ground's uneven. You have rocks to deal with, fatigue, wind. And those are some things that I've shown always in the Nutnfancy project. So what you're going to see in this video for the positions and the shooting rests that we're going to review now are ways to connect with that shot. I'm also not going to review slings. This is a KZ sling from Bowtac Tactical. It's like 15 bucks, 20 bucks. There's a lot of hype about slings. Guys are trying to make reputations and money off of them. How many times have you seen me review slings in the project? I just don't sign off of it. To me, a sling is a tool. A really basic sling can get things done, and I know a lot of guys feel strongly about their sling systems. I don't. No apologies. I just don't give a crap. This one works for me, and you're going to see me shoot it my own way. What I'm trying to do is snug it up to my chest, get this into my shoulder pocket, and stabilize my shot. A lot of things I'm not going to cover. I don't want this video to go too long, so let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
First up, standing. I can pretty much tell you I won't hit it. Well, let's try. So Bad, well, you can hear it if I hit it, right?
Roger that.
First up, breath control. I'm going to tighten my sling up a little bit more. Really get relaxed. This is kind of an infield shooting position or war fighting when you have to take a snapshot. You just don't have a lot of time, and you've got to make the shot.
Hit. Yeah.
So I got 2 out of 5. There's guys that are super skilled that can get 5 out of 5 all day long. Most of them are professional shooters. They do it for a living, or the competitors are shooting all the time. Standing, not ideal. It's kind of my last choice, and even with a sling, it's more shaky. So as I'm looking through the crosshairs, I got this going on. And what I'm trying to do is squeeze a shot when it's passing the target. That's the most you can hope for. When we get more stability on the ground, like here, I'll go into a kneeling position. I'm going to reduce that span. So now my circle is going to come from like this to like that. I'll still have a deviation, but now I have more stability. Avoid bone on bone. You want to be fleshy part on fleshy parts. There's forward ways to get into a kneeling position. There's backwards ways. There's ways where I can actually fold under my strong side leg. I don't like those because I can't get out of the position quickly that way. And I can't move and scoot. But we're testing here, so we're always jumping up. I always want to be in a position where I can get out of that. You won't see us shooting even from kneeling very often though, because even this doesn't afford maximum stability. So here comes 5 rounds, 200 yards. Let's see how I do. I'll give this sling just a little bit of tightness. That'll kind of tighten it in laterally to me. Hey, you should hold the gun this way.
How come your hand's not on top of it?
There it is. Cleansing breath, trigger control, breath control, always. 5 of 5.
Good hits.
With the mini. Now, so that's kneeling, so I reduced my signature of getting shot at, right? I was standing, now we're talking about war fighting. Someone's shooting rounds back to me. Now I'm what, 1/3 the height I was?
Harder to hit.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah.
I'm not quite as mobile though, because to get up, there's a lot of things going on. Maybe I'm taking rounds. I gotta get out of the sling, clear the sling. I gotta put my safety on. I'm in a Mini 14 right now, so it's back. Then I've gotta somehow get going again and up and running. Every position will have a disadvantage. No position is perfect, but some will have better suitability to the situation. Now I was gonna shoot off a bipod off the Mini, but the front sling stud came out.
That was right when we showed up.
Yeah, Murphy's Law. So what I'm gonna do is rest it on here. I'm gonna try it probably first without the sling.
That's one of those things that people are gonna get you on. Resting
Without
on the
the
magazine. Resting it on the magazine.
Well, are you close enough? Come closer so you can hear. There are some rifles where if you rest it on the magazine, I'll give you that it will cause and can induce jams. You could make the argument on the Mini 14 since you have this going on. You know, I don't think that's an unfair thing to say. But a lot of times when you're in a position like this, it's really easy when you're on the internet watching it shooting or a movie going, hey man, you should never shoot that way. But remember, on this particular gun right now, no bipod. We're not using any of the rest right now. So what do? You want to shoot from prone. You have a 30-round magazine sticking out. What do? You gonna dig a hole for your damn magazine? Hey, you can't rest on the magazine. You should like take your entrenching tool out and dig a hole. No, you are gonna do exactly what I'm doing right now. In the heat of the battle, you're just gonna use what's field expedient and make the shot, kind of like this. So I'm spreading my legs, I'm flattening, I'm getting low, and I'm really trying to push that stock into my pocket as much as I can. Come back a little bit because I've got a funky angle here, real world. Here we go. Let's see if I jam it up. I could. Bet you I don't.
Hit.
I think they're all hit.
Yep, all of them hits.
Honestly, at this range, they should be all hits at 200 yards. They totally should. But do you notice some disadvantages of that position? Bad.
Well,
talk to us. What did you see going on with that shot that was bad?
Just being able to move, getting out of position, change position, but you're very concealed if someone's approaching from that position.
Right, so getting up out of position is hard to do. We talked about that. How about the dust signature?
Okay, now I know where you're shooting from.
Yeah, I was kicking up dust with every shot. Granted, the Mini 14, this version has an open bottom. But let me tell you, after testing guns out in the desert here for 8 years, they all kick up dust.
Yep.
Every gun you sit here, you're going to be kicking up dust. I could build a sniper's hide and put wet burlap in there, and then it would solve it. But then that's kind of a different thing, isn't it? That's really not a field expedient thing.
No.
If we're doing that, we might as well use a different rest or a bipod. Anyways, the bonus of this is I can shoot more rapidly and hit more rapidly with this. That's a good thing. And I can move back and use my pad to minimize dust. Kind of. So dusty, I can't even see the target. That's a benefit that you see right there from the prone. There's no way I can fire that fast standing or kneeling. Don't you think, Bad?
No, you couldn't. You don't have enough support.
I get higher rate of fire, I'm lower. Prone is the way to go, ideally with a bipod. I don't have one on the gun. Bad's got an AR with running a pod. But let's talk about some other things too. And then we'll cycle Bad through too. So those are your pretty much naked rifle positions. Lots of variances, lots of techniques, but you can see maybe not standing because I hit, what, 2 out of 5 with that. There's a lot of variances and things that people can say, well, do this, do that. I've shot standing a lot, and I just think it's a hard shot at that distance.
It's horrible.
It's really hard when you have wind. So you can have the best technique in the world, but if you're just rocking back just this much, standing, forget it. You're not going to hit the target. First up on assisted things, and I got this for you guys specifically for this video. I was in Sportsman's Warehouse and I saw this. It's called the Johnny Stewart. I guess that's a duck call or game call brand. Quik-Shot. It's 11 ounces. It's made of oak. And it's about 15 bucks. Now, this is more of a hunter's shooting assistance pair of shooting sticks. And there's all varieties. This is going to represent a lot of different shooting sticks. They're super lightweight. They're affordable. Are they tactical? Nope. We're not really talking about tactical with these sticks though. We just want to make that shot and have some way to stabilize it. So let's give it a shot. Pun intended. Now the nice thing about getting into a stick system is now your sitting position is less critical. Your sling position is less critical, says me. You know, because I can actually use some pretty awkward angles. As long as my gun is stable, that's all that really counts. I'll make the hit. I bet you it's going to be about as stable as prone. By the way, I've never shot out of this ever. Not ever. Really good stability out of here, Bad. You just adjust the spread and the angle of the sticks to raise the gun up and down. Love it.
Really good.
I'm shooting as fast as I am off the prone position. Look how simple. Disadvantage on this system is it's in your gun. It's ungainly. You're gonna have to pull it out, but that's pretty quick. It is long to carry. It's designed for hunters, not tactical stuff, but what the heck, it works. It's cheap. You can make your own in about an hour.
Yeah, 2 sticks and rubber hose.
20 minutes you can make your own. Okay, so that, I'm gonna give that an A+ for the cost. Really good. It's actually so stable you could probably zero your rifle off of it to a certain degree. Not maximum zero, but field zero. Next up, you saw this a lot. Operation Red Skies were shooting from this. And this is a Cabela's tripod. It's okay. There are certain things I don't like about it. First up, this. It's complicated, kind of goofy. It's got a third leg. And then when we're shooting off the hill, what are you laughing at? The third leg?
It's got a third leg.
When you're shooting off the hill, this is very time consuming to adjust. So let's say I have a downward shot. I'm spending time dicking around, shortening this, and sometimes this will not shorten enough. It works. In this situation, I can tell you it's going to work pretty good.
I love that
because this is a smooth surface. But I don't like it that much. It's about, I think, 80-ish, 90 bucks. You can actually shoot standing up from it. I don't remember the exact name, but if you go to Cabela's, I don't even know if they have it still. I've had this one about 5 years. Here we go. I'm telling you, it's going to give you really good stability when you dial it in. This is not a war fighting option. This is more of a field shooting option right here. 5 rounds, or maybe a few more. Dude, I was tagging the inner heart portion.
You're hitting it?
Yeah, the 3 of the last 5 I did. Yeah, that sound, when you hear the high tink, that's the heart.
That's a heart.
Mini 14 has good enough combat accuracy. Piston gun. Hit the heart again. All right, so you could actually make a hostage shot with this once you have it dialed in. So that's really important. It's going to take time dialing it. Let's look at the compactness to carry. It's not that heavy, but it is kind of bulky. Something I don't have with me, I wish I had, are the Stoney point shooting sticks. I've shot off of them for a long time. I have a lot of camera footage showing those. Those work great. They fold up, they can carry into an LBE. They're only about 25 bucks for a set of those. They might be a little bit more, maybe 40-ish. They're super lightweight. They will come unbungeed apart. So these, the advantage of these, even though they won't fold down, is they won't come apart. So you're ready with them immediately. The Stoney points are excellent. I highly recommend them. Are they the perfect field shooting sticks? No, but they're the most SAWC efficient ones I found. There are other brands that I love. Speaking of love, this is the Caldwell Field Pod. It weighs 5 pounds. It is a field shooting option, not a war fighting option, and it pretty much rocks. If I find links to these, like at Amazon or something, you can buy them off those links. I like doing that these days because I see what you guys are buying and it helps me know what you're interested in. This is a great shooting system. We used it shooting the M&P 10. I absolutely love it. I actually have used this to zero guns. I mean tight zero. That's how stable this can be. Now, is it a little bit hokey in its appearance? Yeah.
Good shooting, man. Damn.
Yeah. Goofy is as goofy does. The beauty of the Caldwell Field Pod is that they call it dual frame. It has dual tubes. So your 30-round magazine will fit between them. You can adjust the length of the field pod. It goes back and forth. Here's an adjustment here. This is more for here, but you can adjust this portion up and down, this portion up and down to fit your gun, whatever your gun's outline is. You tighten it here to stop the forward and back. You'll tighten it right here, just like a camera or video tripod, to allow it to really lock into position, and you'll turn this. Now you have a pretty locked in shooting stand. You could use it for hunting for sure. I know guys that do. It is 5 pounds though. I wouldn't carry it in my pack. And see if you can get a shot over the shoulder towards the target, Bad. Towards down that right frame or the left frame of the Mini. As stable as bipod or prone shooting. The Caldwell Field Pod, I love it. A field shooting option. How about this? I had it, a monopod. This is actually a multi-purpose Stony Point monopod. It's kind of designed for hiking more than anything. You can put a rubber tip on it. Some have like tips that reveal a carbide hiking pole tip. But let me tell you this, you may look at this and go, well, that sucks. It's a monopod. It's not going to give me a lot more stability. Versus just doing it like this and doing it like this. Which do you think would be more stable, bad?
The monopod's a little bit more stable.
Probably the monopod if your technique is correct. Let's try it. I think those are going right through, dude. Because I blew out that center plate.
I think you blew it out on that last one.
Yep. Let me go a little higher so we can get some steel. Right there. I think a lot of those were hitting, but that center plate is out. So a little bit more stability than regular kneeling, but it does take more time to dial in. You could use it standing, so I could like raise it and use it standing. I have shot off of it that way and I don't like it. Then it's really wobbly. Is it better than just pure standing? I don't know. I don't know. And then let's walk over there. I want to show and review one really awesome shooting rest, mainly for target shooting. This is the Caldwell Lead Sled Solo. Isn't that what it says?
Lead Sled Solo.
I love this rest. The best Caldwell rest I've shot to date. So now we're really talking about target shooting. We're not talking about war fighting, obviously. We're talking about really minimizing human factors with this rest. Pretty much most of the techniques and the rest I just showed you will have a certain percentage of human factors. Breath, trigger problems, all that transmitted to the gun, which can throw your shot and you miss, or you don't shoot that tight group you wanted. This here, though, really minimizes it because it locks it down. I have 2 lead bags on it that anchor it. You will have to assemble it out of box. Pretty easy to do. I recommend you keep this rim oil, these screws, because as moisture gets on them, they will rust. You do not adjust the up and down right here. You can. It's mainly to adjust to the gun. So if you have a really low gun, come up here and show them right this. Bad. If you have a really low gun, a really high gun, you'll adjust it right here, up and down. The elevation adjustment, more than anything, comes right here. Look how slick. So it'll raise and lower like a gun turret and get you on target. Bad and I were just doing accuracy testing off of it, and we got pretty close to MOA, right?
Yeah, pretty close.
We're
groups.
on a, what's that?
Pretty good groups, minus, I think it was the ammo or the shooter.
It was pretty good. I mean, we're shooting off a polymer table, not a chunk of concrete.
Yeah, and the ground's not level.
There's a rubber pocket for the butt pad. It's steel frame, so it's no lightweight. I wouldn't go hiking with this thing. It's meant for a truck or a range. Spring loaded here, so as you change your adjustments, it will angle up and down. For your left and right, your azimuth, you just want to like tap it. That's what I do, and it works fine. So, do you have any more rounds in here? I'm gonna use Bad's AR right now, and then we'll just pop a few at a steel target down below. So he has his pod on here. I'm gonna pretend it's not there. But this is like a dream to shoot off of. I mean, there's just like no variance at all. We've totally dialed out the human factors. We've locked the gun down pretty much as we can. And we are going to get max accuracy out of our system, and that's exactly what we want in a lot of situations. Now, you can't carry this in the field. A lot of those systems I showed you, you're not going to carry in the field. But if you're at a range, the Caldwell Lead Sled Solo is my favorite. Totally worth it. Link in the bottom of the description. And that takes us to Bad shooting off his bipod. What do you have to say at this point? Anything?
Nope. I'm just so nervous. I'm gonna be on TV.
All right, so light it up with a pod, dude.
Okay, where are we going? This down here?
No, do that 200-yard target. So charge the gun, make ready. This is your most ideal combat field expedient way to stabilize your weapon, the bipod. What are the disadvantages though? There are several. Number one, out where we shoot, a lot of the places you can't shoot off a bipod. The terrain's in the way, the grass is in the way, and when you lay down, you do not see your target.
You disappear in the weeds.
You're in the weeds. You've been out with us, right?
Yep.
How about that Tavor shooting? Was that pod compliant?
That was prone supported, or prone unsupported. No bipod.
Right. All right, so here comes bipod shooting, which we all love whenever we can do it. Great stability. It's lightweight to have a bipod. All right, so light it up as many rounds as you want, dude. Let's see what kind of stability he's achieving. Cool. So what do you think?
Well,
Easy breezy, right?
Talking, you know, I'm out shooting in the mountains versus war fighting. So my issued rifle doesn't have a bipod on it. I wish it did.
Will they not let you put one on? Well, you don't have a way to attach it, right?
You don't have a way. Well, we do have Picatinny, but you know, usually when we put rifles in the cage, they're just issued randomly. So you'd have to reattach it every time.
He's still Army, in case you don't know that.
Yeah, still Army. 14 years. So I think the bipod allows me to go prone. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on my elbows, you know, trying to support the weight of the rifle. It just allows me to stay on target. I guess now let's just move it up. I'll try kneeling.
Okay.
And there's different ways to kneel.
Teach some of your Army ways that are in that. Is that a valid way right there?
Yeah.
If that's all you have time for, the answer is yes.
Time for.
It beats standing. Here, the good hit. The bipod works against you there because they got more weight off the front, right?
Now we're adding weight, right? Plus the suppressor's a little bit weighty.
Okay,
too.
shows another kneeling position.
Okay. Let's just move it up out of the way.
Look at how dirty we're getting in this freaking tailings pile. It's pretty awesome. Look at his mag. Cool. Dust test. This isn't mine, so I'll just dust test it for him.
Yeah, just roll it around in the dirt.
You got it. So now that's the other one we were referencing earlier.
It's a little bit more stable than on both knees.
Yep,
But
little
you're still
bit.
all over the place.
Not much. Good hit. Stop right there. Do you guys notice something that any shooter will do? That the time between shots is longer because you have more wobble, right?
Yeah, I'm sitting there doing this, trying to track it, and then, so my technique is as I bring it in, I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna come around, and bang.
Right.
Okay, you still got to develop a natural rhythm.
But you're connecting.
Yeah.
But the point is, you go low, like the other ones we saw, you're gonna shoot a lot faster. Yeah. The more stability you achieve, the faster you can shoot.
Now again, this is just us out shooting, but you throw in the real world, right? You know, and now I may have had to run 20, 30, 40, 50 meters to get to this position, and I'm not making a shot kneeling.
No.
No.
And much less standing.
Not even standing, no.
Okay, what I'd like you to do first is just fire like 2 standing. Go ahead and miss. Let's get that out of the way.
So what if I don't miss?
Okay, let's see.
Well, here, there we go. Now,
hey, if you want some cardio, dude, go to the end of the road there and run to this position.
Should we do that to prove a point?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Just go about 50 yards and book it to this position, and then talk about it. I love shooting with Bad. He's a good dude, man. Good dude. No ego, decent shooter, fun to hang out with. Okay, hit it. And this is nothing. This cardio is absolutely nothing, but it'll be just enough to throw your shot off. So here we go, standing. Cleansing breath first, Bad. Really take cleansing breath, jam that rifle butt into your shoulder hard as you can. Dude, he hits it.
Can't even do it.
It's tough.
It is.
You did get one though.
Got one, the first one.
Okay, let me hold this for a sec. I'm gonna get the monopod out and try it.
The monopod.
The monopod. So let me get the approximate height. How's this right there? About right? Talk to us as you're looking through the reticle and tell us if that helps at all, or if it's more of a hindrance.
It helps.
Okay.
But now, like you said, I gotta move my feet around, kind of get into it.
Yep. You have to spend time dialing it in. Good hit.
Still all over the place, though. Still trying to catch
Couple
my
more
breath.
at this. What'd you say?
Still all over the place, so I'm still trying to catch my breath.
Yeah, it's only slightly better, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm not a...
Don't even worry about it, dude. We've already proved the point. Here, come down and shoot out of that, these rests. Try this one first. Actually, try those sticks right there. The Johnny Stewart guide sticks.
I kind of like these.
They're old school, man.
Yeah.
They're like 15 bucks. Anybody can make something like that too. Oh.
So for me...
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Things you learn in the field.
That's what she said.
Again, these are designed for like a traditional bolt action hunting rifle, maybe a muzzle loader. Some of those may be hits, you could be going straight through.
I think I'm going straight through.
You can see, if you don't see a dust popping in the background, you hit it. It went through. I heard that one. The gun is a DDM V11. Good hit. Okay, good. You got dialed in with that. What do you think? Super quick.
I just like them. They're just kind of cool, you know? Probably not from my AR-15, but I got a lever action 4570. You know, I got a 308 bolt action. This would be perfect.
Well, you got if without a bipod.
Without a bipod too.
And maybe a can, that's kind of it's not a fat forend, but I bet a Troy Alpha rail would slip right in there. Yeah. The problem too is you heat up your can really hot, you'll melt right through that inner tube.
Yeah.
All right, we won't even buy, we're not going to shoot all that. We already talked about that. Yeah. Try this field pod though, dude. This is awesome. Let me set you down in the dirt, guys, for just a second. They love infield stuff. I don't know why. They just love it.
Oh yeah, dirty.
And you're gonna have to spend some time dialing it in for your specific weapon. Whatever it is. We just spent about 90 seconds doing it for his AR. Hit, hit. How's the reticle stability look?
Even though I'm still like, the position isn't like 100% comfortable, it's still stable enough here that even as I'm wiggling a little bit personally, not the weapon, I can still lock on, shoot.
Yep.
Lock on and shoot. Yeah, I really like this rest.
I love it. Once it's dialed in for your gun, it's pretty excellent. All hits, dude. You're on it. Bad tearing it up. Where is that freaking target?
Yeah, I mean...
Nice. A disadvantage of this is cold weather. All these plastic fittings can crack. And it will probably happen sooner or later.
And where are you going to carry this?
It's 5 pounds.
Yeah.
It's a reviewing field pod.
Yeah.
That's what I use it for. For me, it's a lot easier to take than a table, a chair, a lead sled solo, and it replaces all those pieces of gear and it's one item. So, like, if I'm shooting for accuracy off the motorcycle, I take this.
Yeah, you would take this.
Yeah.
Well, because you have the vehicle to transport the gear.
Right.
Versus, hey, I'm going to load up my backpack, hike 2 miles to the spot with 5 pounds, and pounds equal pain.
Yeah. That's it. Wrapping it up. BAD, Nutnfancy in the mountains.
Hanging out.
Hanging out, talking about a few shooting positions, not all of them.
Yeah.
A few shooting rests, not all of them.
Yeah.
I knocked out like 2 reviews in this one video. This is the review for that. The Caldwell Field Pod. Is that what that is? Yeah. Deadshot Field Pod. And then the Lead Sled Solo. That's hard for me to say, by the way.
Yeah.
I love both of them, but those are accuracy rests.
Yeah.
When you want to get max accuracy, a really long range shot. And by the way, if you look at the M&P 10 shooting and review, we were hitting off this thing at 750 yards. So it is capable. A lot of people, and you know, I totally understand it. Bipod is the way to go. Prone is the way to go.
Bipod in the prone position.
When you're shooting at a range zone, it has a groomed lawn out to 1,000 yards.
Bench seats.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just trying to. This just doesn't work. A lot of times, bipod doesn't work.
No.
And occasionally, we'll get guys rolling. Why aren't you shooting prone? We can't.
Yeah.
So that's
show
when
them
you'll
the
use.
rocks. I mean, you're gonna lay prone and all that.
That's another good reason.
Yeah.
Because let's say you have your brand new VP9 down there, and by the way, I'm speaking from experience, and you go prone in the rocks. Guess what you lift up to find?
Scorpions, spiders.
You lift up to find all kinds of scratches, dents, and gouges on your polymer frame that are there forever for no good reason. It's one thing if I'm fighting a war, I'll put up with that stuff. Yeah. But for just dicking around, no. I ain't abusing my gear like that. You might have to use one of the positions we talked about. Prone, kneeling, standing.
Yeah.
Take your pick.
Each one has its advantages and disadvantages, purposes of use.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. See ya! All hits.